Yo, what's happening, everybody? It's your turn to Toilet here. Another edition of Reasonable Wrestling, my tag team partner, CTA Chitty Bang. What's happening?
What's up? What's up, guys? We are the Underground Professional Wrestling Podcast. Thank y'all for joining us, and please follow us on all the medias and socials. That is RW Podcast 1 on Twitter, and we're basically Reasonable Wrestling Podcast everywhere else. That's Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all that good shit. All right. Yeah, we're here to talk about the week that was in professional wrestling week. That is because tonight is Forbidden Door. We'll talk about our takes on that, our predictions on that, the builds for it, because here we are. We have Forbidden Door, and I'm gonna pull up the card if you want to get right into it. Unless you have anything to say.
I got it already.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right. So you've been covering AEW over the past couple of weeks, building to this card. What are your immediate takeaways about the card, about the build, and everything revolving AEW right now?
It's about 7 matches too long. Personally, like it's the look at the length of the card gives me anxiety. It's fucking long. I don't care about half the fucking matches on it. Let me take this off. AEW, man.
Shake them dreads.
AEW has been, for the most part, let me put my Ocho shades on. AEW for the most part has been not a good watch. It's not been an easy watch. It's not been a very compelling watch. It hasn't been something that I've been looking forward to. And as I'm reviewing the shows, I'm like, damn, I should have picked one of them. Let me do NXT or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck. But nah, man, I'm not.
Pick the short straw.
AEW for the most part, if I was able to come back and do Rampage and then do Collision, they kind of round out a lot of what I missed on Dynamite. So for like this, like for instance, we're talking about Forbidden Door. Was it Rampage or Collision? I think it was Collision. If I'm not mistaken. I think it was Collision. They had a weigh-in, right, for Swerve, Ospreay, and it was very entertaining. It was very compelling. It was very intricate to the storyline that they were telling. Shout out to EJ, the judge, being muscle for Swerve. That was a really good look. We also saw Prince Nana as being like a mediator, like a fight promoter. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the end of the scrum pretty much happened with Ospreay laying out Swerve on the stage, posing with both the titles. And I text you two butt bruv. You know what I'm saying? Like just to give a little bit of intrigue. But as I stated on my review show, I don't see Swerve dropping the title. I don't believe that Swerve will be dropping the title to Ospreay. I believe they'll have a bang out boss of a match. But I'm anticipating Hangman Page to be Swerve's opponent for All In. That is my prediction.
Who?
That is Hangman Page.
Hangman Page. Okay. I like
Hangman Page.
I like it.
I think Hangman Page comes back and wins the Owen. I think he's the surprise entrance. And I believe that he comes back and he and Swerve pick up where they left off with the main title. And at that point in time, when it was Swerve and Hangman, they were the best story of the whole company. Now you put the title on it. Now you put Hangman Page coming back with the Elite. Now it becomes a little bit more that I can sink my teeth into. So just getting to Forbidden Door has been a sludge, but we here.
You bring Hangman Page back, and I'll say that you definitely are onto something with that. Like you kind of got me to an extent to to buy in on that, because you're right. That was the best storyline in AEW's in the entire company at the time, last year. And going earlier this year. Let's be honest. The whole him going to his house, the how personal things got. Swerve just out of nowhere, back last year saying, "I want your spot. I'm going to take your spot," and doing everything he did to get it. Then the double turn, Hangman saying, "You came to my house, and all these people cheer for you, and you expect me to let you win the AEW World Heavyweight Championship? No, over my dead body." He ended up, I'm not, so um, that allows Swerve to finally fulfill destiny and become the first Black AEW champion. I think that that's the biggest story in AEW, and they should stay that way. So if you're getting me Hangman and Swerve at Wembley, I'm all for it. But if Hangman is at Forbidden Door tonight, what makes us believe he wouldn't get involved in the main event? And that's my
is he at Forbidden Door? Because I don't know if him and Jeff Jarrett match isn't tonight. I don't believe. I believe he's the. I have an inkling to believe he's the special guest entrance in the Owen Hart tournament. And I think the only
Owen Hart tournament does not culminate tonight. It just keeps going.
The Owen Hart tournament does not culminate tonight. No.
All right, that's what I was a little mistaken then. All right, so he may not be there tonight, but all right, that allows us to get a clean finish then. That means that Swerve and Ospreay should be a great match. I just hope that Swerve can pull this out, because with all this going down with Will Ospreay, as much as he's a big star in his own right, I think the utilization of him since he's been here has been sporadic, to say the least. I don't get why. Huh?
With Ospreay?
Will Ospreay. At least right now, it's sporadic. He's in a feud with Swerve, Daniel Garcia to some extent, and MJF at the same time. It's just a little bit too much at the same time for me. Like, it's like they're building something. I think they could have waited till after Forbidden Door to build these things that they're trying to build. Let the focus be on Swerve and Will Ospreay in this competition, and not let the storytelling get muddled with the whole Daniel Garcia and MJF stuff and teasing all that shit. I get it. Like, MJF came out, he started talking his shit and all that stuff. So you want to say, oh, are the fans interested in this, and try to put that together? Well, we could have waited on that. Now we do got Blood and Guts coming up. And that was why I believe that we can then see like a unification of Swerve and Will Ospreay and MJF versus the Elite, and Hangman if he comes back, and Daniel Garcia maybe joins in on that too, and we get that force, but them having that can we coexist kind of vibe, on that team. But man, like, as for this match, I think they could have done better with the build, but it doesn't need too much. I think that I'm really going to be interested in seeing how the match is itself. So I'm not going to be mad at that. I'm not going to be mad if we get a clean finish.
I just want to push back on. This is not a fault on. I don't want to say this is an indictment on Ospreay, right? Because I believe Ospreay came to get everything that he's getting right now, right? He wants to be in the ring with Swerve. He wants to be in the ring with MJF. He wants to be in the ring with Red Death, right? Daniel Garcia, first and foremost, we called him one of the best professional wrestlers of his generation about 2 years ago when he was fighting for that Ring of Honor Pure Championship, where we thought him and him and Bryan Danielson was building up to something, being something very much that we would like to see. I'm not saying that Ospreay spread too thin. Daniel Garcia caught his shot before this Forbidden Door match was even a thing, and I ultimately would have wanted that before I got Ospreay and Swerve. But I do like the build of this particular match for the simple fact that Ospreay, for so many times, AEW has signed a big superstar and have not put them in the mix, put them in the fold, put them on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so many times that they have had a big signing star or whatever the case may be, and we're wondering like what the fuck is going on with this guy. With Osprey, I'm not really mad that he got a lot on his plate because that means he's being utilized. Now, in the extent of how he's being utilized, if he loses this match to Swerve and he loses to Dane Garcia, there's a fucking, we follow that guy now more than we have previously. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think
So
that it all depends on how you look at it, because utilization is not just putting people in matches. It's a lot that has to do with story. And I like the fact that, they're giving him TV time and getting him in matches. He's a definitely a spectacle, but I think that since he came here, they kind of burnt him out on great matches. Like every week you see Will Ospreay and it's a really good match that I would like to see more story behind. Now we're getting a little bit of that with the Swerve situation right now, and I really would like to see how this turns out. Although I thought we could have waited on this, but cool. I liked it. This is honestly Swerve's biggest test since he's had the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, and I like to see where they go with it. They're putting themselves out there to make a decision. All right, where do we go with this now? These are the biggest baby faces on our roster. However, Daniel Garcia is also in the mix right now, so I don't think they're going to have him lose both. And I don't like them building both at the same time, storytelling wise, because maybe they do, because we got Wembley right around the corner.
You're saying the championships don't matter, so them building the championships matter to me, right? And I know you got your feelings, but when Garcia went after the international championship and said, "I'm tired of waiting in line, I'm calling my shot," that's him wanting a championship. And I don't think Daniel Garcia is involved in his main event. I don't even group him with that, right? I put Will Ospreay in a big ass Venn diagram, right? And MJF is not for a title, right? MJF even came out, and now we might get, not now, but not if, but now we're going to get MJF and Daniel Garcia at Wembley. You know what I'm saying? So I like the stagnant of how they're doing it, because Ospreay as a big star is helping Garcia. MJF as a big star is helping Garcia. MJF is in the middle ground as the big star, but he's not at the top story. So he still has to feel like a big deal, because you can't pay him all his money and do the same thing like you do with Adam Cole or Keith Lee or Brian, right? Or Adam, or whoever, Mercedes Moné. You can't bring him back and then not, which they are doing, because he's wrestling Hechicero at Forbidden Door, one of the matches that I do not give a flying fuck about. You know what I'm saying? So like they're not doing a disservice to Will Ospreay. They are doing a disservice to other people on the roster. I will say that.
I hear you, man. I mean, I could be wrong, bro. Like I could say, man, because you like it, I love it. If you think that they're using him right, and you like the staggeredness of it, then maybe I'm not saying something there. But I will say this: when you muddle it all together and you put Will Ospreay in the middle of this Venn diagram, and mind you, all these guys are all baby faces. That's what we're talking about. I think you can get more out of your roster by taking him and focusing him in. Okay, you're either going to be international champion and do this thing with Daniel Garcia, or you're doing this thing with Swerve and facing him. So we're not going to put that title on you because you're going to do this thing with Swerve. While I think doing it at the same time is a little bit much. I think you could be doing more with MJF and Daniel Garcia separately if you didn't have a title on him alone. Like, let me ask you, who do you want to see Will Ospreay face at Wembley one-on-one? Or, who is it? Who's his biggest match right now?
That's not my concern, because my concern is.
I know, but I'm asking for a reason. I'm just asking because I know it's not your concern, because I'm saying that he's gonna be in his hometown. That's why I'm bringing it up, because I think the build from him from March till then, that build to me should have been a focus of AEW. Because how do we get the biggest moment for Will Ospreay at Wembley? That's what I would have done as a company. This Swerve and Will Ospreay match might have been what I did at Wembley, but I'm not saying that's not the only way you can go. There's any way you can make it a big moment for him. And I think muddling it up with all these guys, could give the direction off, be the direction of the character and the characters they have in the storylines could be a little bit off if you do it all at one time. I'm willing to have some grace and see where it goes though. Like, I'm not saying it's the worst thing ever.
Well, I would say this: you have the same complaint with Damian Priest on the other end, and what I'm saying is that
how so?
Well, you said he shouldn't be being with this person. He shouldn't have a feud with this person. He should be focusing as the champion on this. Or if he not, have him lose the title. And then like you have these same sentiments where you feel like that they are spread too thin. And to me,
no, that's not what I said. I said that Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre had a really good story going into Scotland. And that was the biggest match since WrestleMania. And he doesn't need to have Judgment Day anymore. Only one day I don't think he needs to do
LWO, Judgment Day, LWO, like where you're saying that Damian Priest is not standing on his own. I'm hearing.
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think that certain characters, especially when you're a big star, should not be super spread thin unless it makes sense with the story. And I'm not saying like this is like a scarlet letter where if you do it, it can't work. I'm saying that in certain scenarios, though I've seen it lately, yeah, Damian Priest is beyond the LWO. He shouldn't be focused on that right now as World Heavyweight Champion. Will Ospreay, all right, he won an international championship. Just build him in Daniel Garcia. If that's your match and that's your big angle, don't even put him with the Swerve thing. Swerve can do a lot with a Keith Lee coming back, or
that's what I wanted to argue with
the
you
Elite
about.
with Okada at Forbidden Door. So I don't know. He can do a lot with other people, but we're getting it now. So I'm not going to complain because it's going to be a great match. But
that's what I wanted to kind of push back on you, because Swerve could not afford to have another feud that didn't mean anything like this means something, right? Swerve could not have a Swerve. Ospreay, you don't fucking like it. I do. I see the cuts.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I think I do like it. I do think that their storyline has been all right. I mean, it could have been better, but it's all right. I'm not knocking it. I think he can afford to face somebody else though. Like, it's not like he's like, oh my god, like he could afford I like what he did with Christian, but I think he could have afforded to face somebody else. I do. I think that this match could be held for Wembley, which would have been a lot bigger of a moment for me, in my opinion. I think Swerve and him at Wembley would have been great, but I think we're taking that moment now and saying, all right, what can we do else with Will Ospreay at Wembley rather than this match?
Well, I would say this, man. That's why Ospreay isn't my biggest star, even if he is coming back home, and we've seen it in Scotland, right? Drew's not my biggest star, even though we're going back home. He's a great focal point that we can kind of build some promotional stuff around and everything. But he's not my biggest star going back into that show. So I look at Ospreay as the same thing. Now, to answer your question, you say who can Ospreay wrestle at Wembley? Man, honestly, if we got Daniel Garcia, MJF, Ospreay three-way, I know you might not like that, and the reason why the reason why I'm saying that is because every story that you see Ospreay involved in is not particularly only his story solely, which is why I'm giving it, as you say, grace, because him involved with Daniel Garcia is not a Will Ospreay story. That's a Daniel Garcia story, right? When MJF calls out his name, if you are a babyface, you come check him and see what's that about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do like the fact that, yo, MJF, you came back, you think that you are who you say you are or what you say you are, and the first three names that you mentioned are title holders. Okay, Swerve, Okada, Ospreay. Well, you only been in the ring with one since. He has not been in the ring with Swerve. He has not been in the ring with Okada. He has not crossed paths with any of those two. So if we happen to get all three of those intertwined at Wembley, whereas MJF, Daniel Garcia, and Ospreay for the international championship, I know that might not be the best for MJF. I think that will be the best for Daniel Garcia, the absolute
I'll tell you
best
what.
Garcia.
To me, I don't mind that for MJF because to me, if I'm them, and that's the thing, like you gotta. I know you say Will Ospreay's not the biggest star, but when he arrived on the scene in AEW, it was a big moment. It was a big moment for wrestling. We were all talking about it, right? That's why I would have focused on him so much for Wembley. But as we get exposed to him over time, he becomes less and less special. Let's be real. So at this point, fine, put him in triple threat at Wembley. Now MJF comes back. So I'm like, all right, let's capitalize on his specialness because we haven't seen him in a while. They start throwing him in matches with Roosh, that a few that just like that, it's over. It doesn't matter. I think these people, even Swerve, are the top guys and need to be protected as far as the storytelling is concerned. And as you get to Wembley, we should have a direction for these guys, especially people like Swerve, Ospreay, and MJF. MJF, to me, in a triple threat match, I'm not going to be mad at it. If at the end of the triple threat match, he kicks somebody in the balls and is officially heel. If he's, because we saw he's a little bit frustrated that Will Ospreay came out, took his shine, and said, me and Daniel Garcia, we're going to do our thing. And I see that he's like, all right, cool, all right, forget it. He's going to get like a little bit pushed to the side. If he gets tired of that over time and like, yo, I'm the fucking best, and he turns fully heel back to the true version of MJF, it's worth telling that story, even if he doesn't win the match. That's what I mean. So I'm not mad at that for him. At the same time, Daniel Garcia can get a big moment if he gets a victory, and we get to see Will Ospreay in his hometown perform in a really good match. Great. But is it the best utilization of these guys? I don't think so. I'm gonna wait and see how they do it, because I think you capitalize on moments like this. You capitalize. You make money with these guys. So rather than just making this Venn diagram kind of thing and kind of like, we'll see how it turns out.
Well, I think the Venn diagram helps because, again, okay, like, so okay, fuck it. I know we're gonna do a lot of bouncing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I look at the Bloodline storyline, and I don't want to compare the two, but when they got their hands in so many pots, right? They got their hand in the tag teams pot. They got Sammy, they got KO, they got Cody. I know these might not be something you correlate to because you were compelled with the story, but what I am going to say is that they had a main piece and they had tentacles all over the company that kind of made other people whole, right? And so what I am saying right now is that they are capitalizing with Ospreay and Swerve and MJF, as if Swerve makes this elite thing any more interesting than it needs to be. Because I'm telling you right now, the fucking Acclaim pisses me off, bro. I'm tired. I'm done with it. Matt Caster needs to fucking go heel. He needs to fucking break away, do the Anthony Bowen solo run. We got Hiroshi Tanahashi teaming up with fucking the Acclaim to face the Elite. And I'm going to tell you right now, bro, that's going to be a piss break match for me. I might put the kids down. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you involve Swerve, if you involve Ospreay in that and MJF, like you team AEW, these mosh
that's what I want to see for Blood and Guts.
And that would make sense with the Venn diagram, as everybody.
And then they do things with the Venn diagram where that makes a story out of it, where they may win the match, but MJF is not the one getting the pinfall, and he's like a little bit frustrated because he got knocked out or something. I don't know how they over the course of this.
They don't need to win. They don't need to win. I think if everybody faced each other, they will have animosity between one, kind of like, again, War Games. Right? Listen, I don't fuck with none of y'all niggas, but we got to take these niggas out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Drew, KO, Randy, Cody, Jay, none of them niggas fuck with nobody. Nigga, we battling for the top spot. We trying to get at Roman, nigga. Like, I don't fuck with you, but we got to take these niggas out. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, a mutual cause like that. We got to take out the Elite before we get back to the shits with us. I hope they can, because it's right in front of them. I hope that they do it. And you're right. Like, throwing in the Acclaimed here and Hiroshi Tanahashi, I hope the Elite destroy them. I do. I hope that's what they do, because at this point, like, there's no benefit in the Acclaimed and Hiroshi Tanahashi going over at all. The Elite should show dominance right here, and continue their reign of terror. and that should get more and more prevalent over the next couple of weeks. They should have more and more, control over the show and, manipulating things and, and it should get getting under Swerve's skin and getting under, Will Ospreay's skin. And then boom, we get this great match in Blood and Guts that could be better, way better than whatever they did at Anarchy in the Arena, with the real AEW crew, like real top stars in AEW.
If Jake
no shade to Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley in them, but you know what I mean.
If Jake Perry wins the TNT title, if Okada has the Continental Championship, if the Bucks are fucking tag champions, and Hangman comes to take the world title, that is a fucking group. That's a group. That's a group with all the fucking gold. That's an authoritative group. That's a group with power. That's a group with that makes everything go off of them, right? And with that being said, if you have the Elite conspiring to take the title away from Swerve, and MJF is like, no. I'm, hey Swerve, I'm gonna protect your back because I want a title shot. And Ospreay like, no, fuck that. I want my rematch. If we have all of that to protect them against the Elite and shit like that, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth the ride.
Exactly. It's like if Jack Perry gets his TNT championship, they've encroached more gold, they've usurped more power, and then they could be looking at, hey man, we haven't taken all the gold yet. Let's go after more, whether it be international or the AEW World Championship, and that's when shit comes to head. Like, all right, boom, it's a power struggle. That's what I want to see going forward. But yeah, speaking of Jack Perry is facing Takeshita, Mark Briscoe, Dante Martin, Leo Rush, and El Fantasmo in this ladder match. Could be a banger. I'm looking forward to it, but I think Jack Perry got this, like you said.
Yeah, Jack Perry has to win. If we're talking about stories, right? If we're just, again, we're talking about layups, talking about bunnies, right? It's a layup. It's a bunny. Jack Perry wins the TNT Championship, something that he doesn't necessarily deserve, but he had to quote unquote earn, but probably earn with the help of the Elite. I think that works. I think what's else on the card here is that we have the Learning Tree, which I don't give a fuck about, against Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata. Now, the Learning Tree picked up Jeff Cobb, which was something that happened outside. Again, like I said, Dynamite don't give me none of this good shit. It's Rampage and Collision that I get the good shit on. Jeff Cobb is going to be the third, and I saw Cobb and Samoa Joe stand across from each other, and I got the shakes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not intrigued with this trio match. If you give me Joe, Cobb, 1-on-1 on another joint, I'm so sold on that.
Okay.
Who you got on the 6-man?
I guess Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata.
I'll take the Learning Tree. I think Jericho flexes his muscle and get the win.
I'm tired of Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata like just kind of being played by these niggas, but the Learning Tree doesn't do it for me. I think that, like, if I'm predicting it, I could see them winning it, but like, I'm so turned off. So that makes me not care about Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata, which I should, but it is what it is. I'll move on. Zack Sabre Jr. and Orange Cassidy could have a really good banger. I like that. There's definitely going to be a lot of chain wrestling, and in that match, it could be a different style, but that could be fire. So shout out to them. I got Zack Sabre Jr. seems to lose every time he comes to AEW. So I got Orange Cassidy, but if I was them, I would give it to Zach, just to give him a little bit more credibility.
What the fuck, Zach care, nigga? Did I direct deposit cash? Did the check clear? You know what I'm saying? I don't need to win. Niggas know I'm the best.
Right.
Niggas know I'm the best. Niggas know for real, I'm the best, right? And I know you will portray that on television. At the end of the day, he's not mine. Right, he's not mine. He's New Japan's. I don't have to make him look strong.
I guess. Yeah.
So I would say,
you can say that about anybody on the roster. Like, why even have pay-per-view if you're not going to have at least one of the guys in New Japan win? like then every year, like, oh, New Japan coming by. Oh yeah, Naito loses. Oh, already know the results because Shingo's going to lose.
Naito's
You
gonna
already
win.
know.
Naito's going to beat John Moxley tonight.
I hope so.
Yeah, Naito's going to win the Naito's going to win the championship. I'll predict that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So just to cut you off at the legs with that, like, nah, New Japan taking their championship back home, nigga, tonight. All this American shit is over. You know,
okay.
All
right. All right, bet.
I also see Mercedes winning. I think Mercedes is going to get the championship that was meant for her. She holds 2 belts.
I agree.
I think Mercedes wins her match. MJF goes over Hechicero, absolutely. And Timeless Tony Storm wins her match. Now, this is my thing. You concerned about Ospreay and what the fuck is going on with the best women's character on the roster? That, like, what the fuck is going on with Toni Storm?
It's just,
are they saying it for Britt Baker? Are they saying over Jamie Hayter return? Like, what the fuck is going on?
It's a pseudo, like, HLA story going on where they're fighting over Mariah May when they should be fighting over the championship. I don't know, bro. But I think that Britt Baker will be coming back, and it'll be Toni Storm and Britt Baker at Wembley. That's what I'm thinking is going to go.
Now, that's a money
so
match.
I got Toni winning this. Huh?
That's a money match. But
yeah,
it's
a layup. If they really want it, it's there. That's where I would go. We got 2 months, so yeah.
I love me some Jamie though. I love me some Jamie.
Honestly, it can't. Like, who? Let me see the Owens Hart Women's Championship, Women's Tournament, or Women's Tournament. Because if she's not in the tournament, then it doesn't really fucking matter. She can't compete, right? Because the winner's gonna.
That is correct.
That
is correct. Correct.
So, yeah. So it probably won't be that, but I heard that Britt Baker might be coming back soon. That's what the rumor is. Maybe she goes after Mercedes.
What's the bracket for the tournament right now on the women's side?
I'm trying to find it right now. Oh, okay. Wait, hold up.
Because Britt won it the first year.
She did. That's true.
It was Britt and Willow Knight. Yeah, it was Britt and Adam Cole won the first year, and then Ricky Starks and Willow Nightingale the next year.
Yeah, Ricky Starks and Willow. Yeah. Speaking of Ricky Starks, I hear that he like declined a storyline that they wanted him to do, and that's why he's been off of TV. Shout out to Ricky Starks, man. Mariah
May is in this tournament. Does she win it? Because right now I got the tournament right here.
I think that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing, Mariah. Okay, because I got the tournaments right here. It's Willow Nightingale beat Serena Deeb. Chris Statlander beat Nyla Rose. So now we got Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander, which I think is good. I know probably people would have said that should have been for the finals or something like that, but I like the fact that they got to fight over each other to get to the finals. I think that does a little bit better for me, story-wise. And then also, what's what? If yeah,
bro, you like that? Cool. I'm not gonna have
let me bring in a fucking sports analogy. The AFC Championship game is the Super Bowl. Like that when it's Chiefs Bills or Chiefs Bengals, my nigga, that's the Super Bowl. That's what niggas want to see.
Is Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander the Super Bowl?
In this tournament, my nigga, it's the big.
Tournament, okay. If it is, then who do you have winning the tournament? Shouldn't the winner of the AFC Championship win the tournament? Maybe. Just asking you, because if we just said Mariah May is going to win this thing.
Hold on, let me bring back my sports analogy. I just said the Chiefs and the Bengals was the Super Bowl, and the Bengals lost in the Super Bowl to the Rams. I did say that. I said Bengals and Chiefs was the Super Bowl because that was Mahomes and Burrow, and I said Bills and I did say that. And if you the Chiefs, the AFC Championships, okay, but I am looking at the story. What are we doing with Toni Storm? I don't think Tony Storm and Chris Statlander is a story. That's what I'm trying to say. So
I don't think Tony Storm and anybody but Mariah May has a story for Wembley out in this tournament.
Correct.
But if you listen to me months ago, it should be Willow winning this tournament. The final should be Willow versus Chris Statlander, with Willow winning and getting an opportunity to finally become your biggest baby face in the company. You know, finally take eclipsing.
Okay.
You know, taking the next step as you know, the star that she was. Her performances on the mic, performances in the ring, everything she did with her and Mercedes last couple months. Her and Mercedes in the match. Freaking Dave Meltzer said that was better than Bret Hart and Stone Cold. Crazy, but it was a good match. You know, I look at it like this: Willow is a 5-tool player in the making, and they are freaking stunting her growth. Mariah May is cool. She's a pretty chick. She has history in stardom. I love what she can do.
You think Willow's growth? I'm sorry. You think Willow's growth is stunted right at this moment?
Absolutely. Her losing to Mercedes. I told you before. And I had barely see her on TV now. She's over there, you know, now with fucking Orange Cassidy and like giving thumbs up and shit backstage. And I'm not with it, bro. Like now she's in a tag team match on the pre-show of Forbidden Door when she was the hottest thing, your TBS champion going into the last pay-per-view. I'm sorry, you guys didn't do even if she was in a tournament match here on the card, it would have been better. So to me, they kind of missed the boat with Willow over the past couple of months because she should be either your TBS champion or your TNT champion. You know, I mean, your women's championship champion at the moment, or on the way to be.
Mariah,
you know, me and you saw the potential, and we meet a long time ago, and then we start seeing the fans get behind her too. And now what are we doing? Okay, her and Chris Statlander is a secondary or tertiary, or you know, in women's division. How is that like the third feud in the women's division after you made that turn happen last? It doesn't make much sense to me. All right.
No, wait. Okay. You have your gripes and how they did it, and I'm not gonna talk you off the ledge with that, bro. All right. Like, but what I'm gonna tell you right now is that Willow Nightingale. I don't listen. Stories trump position sometimes. Chad Gable is a story that's trumping his position. Would you say? Right? I will put him and Willow in the same category. He should have won from Gunther at Raw. He should have went to WrestleMania. He should have they're so right. We put Chad in the same category as Willow. And
the difference is that Chad Gable has people ahead of him that it's like, okay, this makes sense. Braun Breaker and Sammy.
It's
okay,
Mercedes and Tony Storm. I'm the only two that's in front of her. It's just Mercedes and Tony Storm.
Clearly, we just said Mariah May might win this tournament, so she might be in front of her too. You know, clearly, you know, Willow's on the pre-show for a reason. You know, they you know. So I look at it like this. I'm gonna reserve judgment until I see the end of the tournament. If she wins it, okay. If she doesn't, all you did was have this flimsy Chris Statlander feud that probably will culminate on a Dynamite or a Collision, and then we moved on. So I hope they get it right. We'll see.
Chris Statlander talked big shit and said everybody has to answer to her. So, I mean, Chris Statlander going on her Adam Page and trying to prevent Willow from winning the championship or winning a match or whatever the case may be. Or, as you say, Willow goes to Wembley, and if she loses, what? We just stalled her out. We just stalled her out 30 more days to do what with her? Because what? Let's book.
We're not even talking about if she loses.
Okay, like, does she win? Let's go impromptu booking Black with Willow Nightingale.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go. If Willow wins the tournament, Does she win at Wembley? Yes or no?
Yeah. She's the only person who was getting steam on the women's roster outside of Toni Storm over the past couple of months. Unless it's a returning Britt Baker or a Jamie Hayter, there is no other woman that makes more sense. Now, you could shoehorn this Mariah May thing into it to make it seem like, oh, it's a protege versus, the master and everything like that, and have that feud. It's cool, but I don't really care about that dynamic that much between
But
Toni
was it?
Storm and Mariah May that it
But
trumps
I thought
Willow
Mariah May
Nightingale's
was.
presence
I
on the
thought
microphone, Willow Nightingale's fanfare. Like, the fans are behind her. So if you give her that moment and get her to talk her shit about how she has overcome all the obstacles to get to this match, there you have it. You got a star there. I'm telling you. Mariah May, she's pretty cool. She can wrestle, decent, cool. She ain't better than Willow Nightingale. And I think that's a bigger match at Wembley, in my opinion.
I thought Mariah May was the big, when she debuted, she was supposed to be like a big get. So
I know she was, and she's from Stardom, and people who know Stardom and watch that know that she has talent, and I see it too. She does have talent. I it's there. Do I want to make her my freaking AEW Women's Champion already? No. There's so many other women on the roster that I would give this spot to.
She can lose. I think she can lose too. I think Mariah May
would be perfect for Mariah May.
I think Mariah May can lose as well at Wembley, right? I'm just if we're talking,
I just want to see that match at Wembley. I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't want to see that match at Wembley. I don't care. Do you? Let's talk about it.
Oh no, I just want to know where our basis is for storytelling. Because is it storytelling that's logical, that's already based there, or is it storytelling that we create that we can shoehorn and make sense?
Even the storytelling with them, I'll wait and see if it gets better. But right now, what it is Mira Tech. What's her name, man? Let me not fuck it up. Mina Shirakawa and Toni Storm fighting over her, her adoration or love or whatever it may be. That doesn't vibe to me as a adversarial story yet.
It's
so
not.
Maybe after she wins the tournament, there will be that. So maybe I can turn. Maybe they could turn me with the story with Mariah May's performance on the microphone or whatever. And by the time I get to Wembley, I'll be like, cool.
And the only thing I want to add to this too as well. So with this being said, May face Serena Deeb in a match. Hold on. So, I'm sorry. I'm reading as I talk to you. I apologize.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Mariah May faced Serena Deeb for a title match against AEW's World Champion Toni Storm at Double or Nothing. Mariah May lost that match when Toni Storm threw in the towel when she was in the submission. And that also was the reason why Mina now is more infatuated with Mariah trying to pull her away. Now again, I'm with you. I'm not forcing your hand or trying to follow the storyline or anything like that. All I am saying is that they've laid brickworks, and we may have leaped over all that shit because we just like, oh, that's some dog shit. You know what I'm saying? But they like, no, we building you know what I'm saying? Like, and we don't see it that way. But I do want it to be recognized that it's there.
If the storyline is that Toni Storm's holding her back because she's afraid of her or something like that, cool. Cool. At the same time, I don't care because she is not a bigger star than Mercedes. She's not a bigger star than Britt Baker. She's not a bigger star than Willow Nightingale. She's not and all these people should have fought Toni at Wembley more. I think, in my opinion, are bigger. That's in my opinion. But cool. Mariah May needs to still earn that spot to me. And this isn't it.
You booked Willow to win the tournament. So does Toni Storm prevent Mariah May from winning the tournament so she can face Willow? Like, how does this work? Does Willow just win straight out? Because Mariah May's never not without Toni Storm. So Tony Storm's going to be at ringside, and she knows what the winner wins. So how do we tell the story? Because as you say, Willow wins at Wembley. Who's Willow's first challenger as champion, as AEW champion?
I think that then Mariah May could get involved, or Saraya, or whatever it may be. Like those, I think there's many women on the roster that can compete. How about Red Velvet? You know, I love that girl. Maybe she gets a shot.
Red Velvet came out and okay. Queen Aminata and Sky Blue, they wrestled like goddamn Dean Malenko and Chris Benoit. Them niggas wrestle so goddamn much with each other. No, I'll take because you know Chris Benoit. You know, let's say Dean Malenko and Rey Mysterio. They wrestled 100,000. Yo, Queen Aminata and Sky Blue wrestled again on Rampage. Good match, really good match. At the end of the match, Queen Aminata won, helped those Sky Blue. I really think that they're real friends in real life. They got some really nice pictures online together. They were real good friends. So she helped her up, and then Sky Blue turned on her, right, and was beating her down and shit like that. And Red Velvet came out there with the save, and I'm like, see, Chidi need to be watching Rampage, blood. You know?
Hey man. I mean, that might get me there. I'm not gonna lie. Shit. Shout out to Red Velvet, man. But seriously, I there's so many other women outside Mariah May that I think would get that spot. But if you want to have her lose at Wembley, cool. I don't care right now.
If let's say this, let's do storytelling, right? We're booking black. Tony Storm don't want to face Mariah May. Tony Storm don't want to face Mariah May, so she'll have her face Willow instead. Mariah May cost Tony Storm the title at Wembley, and now we got All Out, and there is Willow, and she says, I didn't win cleanly in either of my matches against you two, and we'll have a 3-way at All Out. Does that work?
Cool.
But Willow is AEW champion going into a pay-per-view, walking out of a pay-per-view, their biggest pay-per-view. Okay, now does she win the 3-way?
All I'm saying is she don't even got to win at Wembley. She should be in a big match Wembley. And going into All Out, she should be in a big match there. Willow should consistently be in big matches because she is a homegrown talent for AEW. Like you know, like she's one of your guys, you know, like one of your girls that, you know, really can develop into already a big star, but I think could develop into an even bigger star, you know, for AEW. And she's just likable. Like, why don't you ride the wave of Willow and see where that takes you? Whether it be a TBS championship or the AEW Women's Championship, because she's so likable that run they gave her with TBS, I think that was a slap in the face, really. You know, we're gonna give it to you just to drop it to Mercedes. That's fucked up. I think that we were getting behind her more than Mercedes, who was your big get. Mercedes was the one that everybody thought she go, bring so much TV and ratings and, you know, give her the bag, and she's, you know, great get. Absolutely, because Mercedes is an incredible wrestler. We're gonna see that tonight. But you can't forget about your homegrown talent and how you develop and your development. And when I say pull the trigger on these people, she's one of them. She's one of them. Willow Nightingale, if you don't pull a trigger on her and she's over here wrestling pre-show matches and she's not, you know, and she's losing matches to people, you're gonna miss the boat. And then when she wins it finally, it's gonna be like, oh, okay, finally, cool. All right, what's next? You know, and I don't want that for her. I want this year to be the year for her.
You know what? I can't argue with that because I love me some Willow. You know I do. So I can't argue that.
Yeah. Anything else we gotta talk about on this card?
Man, it's a 14-match card, bro, with the 4 matches on the pre-show. I am interested in this 4-way tag. Really not really. Is Malachi Black Brody King versus Ishii Kalarali versus Roderick Strong, Gabriel Kidd versus Private Party. I know some wild shit gonna happen there, brother. I know some wild shit.
Wait, where is this?
I'm the pre-shows, the YouTube it's gonna be on YouTube, free show.
Malachi
so you Black, can watch that for free.
It's a trios match?
No, it's a tag match. It's a 4-way tag match. It's a 4-way tag match. It's going to be him and Brody King as the House of Black. They first Private Party, and they first Ishii and Kyle O'Reilly, and versus Roderick Strong and Gabriel Kidd. Two
Oh,
makeshift
okay.
tag
I
teams,
did
but
not
it's
see
going to
that.
be
I'm on my list
yeah.
over here. Okay, cool. That
And
could be dope. Check it out.
so hold on. Um, you might be
Yeah, I
frozen. You
didn't have
good?
that on my
Let me
list.
wave your hands.
I'll-
Let me see you. Wave your hands like you just don't care. Nope, can't see you.
Can you hear
I
me?
think I got you. All right. Yep, I got you. I got you now.
Yeah, I just said yeah, I
I
don't see that
got
on
you.
my list, so I'll definitely try to check that out because I didn't see that on my list. That sounds like a good match.
Mariah May, aforementioned, is on a pre-show as well versus Saraya. That is Owen Hart tournament match. So we'll see if Mariah May wins that. Also on the match on the card is Danielson
What if
versus
Saraya wins
Shingo.
the tournament?
Huh? What?
What if Saraya wins the tournament?
Man, why you trying to piss me off right now?
I'm saying, bro, they have the Outcast history. It's in England. You know, maybe they fix what they did miss last year and make it right with Saraya
This
this year.
nigga over here booking Brit. Nigga, hold on. Let me edit this shit. This nigga over here booking bricks.
Booking Brit.
Hold on. Go with it. What'd
I
you
just
say?
thought. I'm just saying it's a possibility. I just want to throw that out there. That's all. But yeah. All right. And what about Brian Danielson and his Owen Hart tournament match that's coming up against Shingo Takagi?
Nigga, I don't even know. Should I say I don't care? Because I don't.
Come on, man. Is Brian Danielson one of the best wrestlers in the world, right? And this is his final year wrestling, so maybe I don't know. All in all, I wish the best for AEW. I think this is going to be a good show. Even if the matches that we're saying that we don't want to see, I think they're going to be good. Sometimes their matches do impress me. I always tell you that's only half of the battle though, because it has to matter. It has to build to something. It has to grow. It has to evolve. You know, and to compare it to a different show in Raw and SmackDown, every show is evolving. Every show has matches that matter. Every show has a combination of really good wrestling and really good storytelling that builds on the week previously. You got to watch that you see it all. You got to watch because you might miss something. You know, so that's what I want out of my wrestling shows. Me personally, it's not just good matches. So tonight's gonna have really a bunch of good matches. More power to AEW. This was one of my favorite shows of the year back in the day for AEW. This year doesn't seem as I'm not as excited as you guys can tell, but I do wish that I do hope that we have a really good show, regardless, and
Yeah.
it should be.
I believe it would be. I would be. I
Yeah.
think it would be. So like you say, let's go into the good shit.
You really put Booker and Brits down there. That's crazy. Get that shit out of here. All right, let's get to the good shit. All right, guys, let's talk Raw. Me and Chris did top on Raw takes after Monday Night Raw this past week, so we did a couple takes on what's going on with Damian Priest and Seth Rollins, as well as what's going on with Bo Dallas. Or it's not Bo Dallas to me. This is just Taylor Rotunda. Like this promo that he did, and I'm not over it. This was the best thing he's done in his entire career. Taylor Rotunda's promo on Monday was the best promo I've ever seen him do because it wasn't really a promo. The dude wasn't acting. The dude was just talking from the heart. And it was the biggest moment of his career. Because how do you go from being Bo Dallas, Bo Lee, my mute, my mic is messing up. But sorry about that. But how do you go from being a social outcast, being Bo Dallas, going to being let go, fired from the company, coming back as Uncle Howdy to finally, work with your brother and that you look up to creatively and be able to, work at your craft together. And then that gets cut short due to his passing. How do you recover from that as a man personally, as a brother who loves his own brother, as real person, and then double down, it affects your career too, so I can only imagine, and I'm sure the career obviously is completely second to anything going on because this is real life stuff, but it's easily could this easily could kill somebody's career or make it so that they can't recover because their whole thing shtick was, based on somebody else's career that has now passed his brother. I think that's why Taylor's promo or not promo on Monday was the biggest moment in his career because he was able to put everything in perspective. And that set a foundation for not just him, but for the entire Wyatt Six going forward. Me and Chris talked about it on Monday. I had and previously, I have my reservations on how they approach this angle. I'm very sensitive because I love Bray, love the angle. It's our favorite wrestler. Um, we got the Fiend, right behind him, right behind Chris, and we bonded over it being fans of Bray. So yeah, when this stuff happens, I'm like, hey man, this can get very cheesy. And I was listening to Dave LaGreca, and I was like, oh shit, he feels the same way. I didn't know that there's other people that see what I see with this potentially, being taken. But you know what makes it not corny is when you just say what it is and you address every single, potential um criticism that might have of the whole act. And he did that in that promo in a very quick, video. So shout out to Taylor because this is not Bo Dallas to me anymore. I think that's dead. I don't know what he wants to be called, but the whole talk with Uncle Howdy, and I thought it was perfect, especially based off of how they built it up with the QR codes, the therapists talk conversations, and then we're seeing like almost like a therapy session. But Uncle Howdy now is the one conducting it. People are saying that they were in the Firefly Funhouse, the setting of it. It was deep, and it almost brought me to tears, but also gave me goosebumps because I'm like, and hope that this can work, bro. Like I'm like, this can work. And if they can pull this off, if this actually works, this is one of the almost like most impressive feats if they can make the Y6 work after less than a year after Bray Wyatt's passing. So I'm willing to sit back and wait and see how it happens.
To your point, I really never not have faith. Um, I never really not have. I was telling you, I'm like, I'm not pessimistic about it. This just solidified my faith in it, and I have faith that, bro, like they were raised in the same household. They got the same. Like I think they were connected. And at the funeral, Taylor said, "All I ever wanted to do was be my brother." You know what I'm saying? All I ever wanted to do was be him. And I do believe that when they got together to create whatever this was going to be, Taylor was all in, right? I believe like that. He's like, oh, this is what this is about. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I do believe that he's also sensitive about his shit. And this is not just his shit. This is his brother's shit. Right? So that promo did bring Thug tears out. Says how you feel about your brother and like when your brother died, do you feel like you're gonna be you just mooching off the name? You feel me? Like all of that. Like, nah, man, this is what we were going to create. Now everybody's gonna see because I'm going to hold it. Yeah, and I'm like, fuck it. Fuck it. My only thing is I
You
don't know why
said
they got
like It
I don't know
gives
why
me
they got
goosebumps even
sad.
talking about it right now. And I'm like, man, like you said, they wanted to forget, and we made them remember. And I'm like, damn, that's a deep that hit
No,
because
everybody who dies, you forget them. Everybody who dies, you forget them. You forget their ideologies. You forget their ideas. You forget you. No, you will not forget Wyndham.
I don't
Not
think
Wyndham.
anybody could ever forget Wyndham and forget what Bray was to the industry. But as far as for a brief moment, just getting some distance away from the whole Uncle Howdy, Bray Wyatt, Fiend, all that stuff, and just focusing on the rest of the roster, it's almost like, all right, let's almost let ourselves heal and grieve so we can then, because I didn't think there could ever be another dark character after that. I really don't. Like, I mean, we never get to see it finish. You can't
Yeah,
compete.
bro. Well, we didn't even get to see Brody, right? Just stop doing dark
Yeah.
people. Hey, that energy, we don't fuck with it. We don't fuck with it, bro. Get that shit out of here. Dead
It's
ass,
tough.
nigga. I love Brody in the Exalted One. I love Bray Wyatt and what he was about to do. But man, when y'all take this real life shit and bring it over here and like they say, they magnetize everything. So if you got depression, nigga, it's magnetized. And if you're gonna put that on screen, you're living that, you're embodying that, you're putting yourself back into that. I don't know if that's healthy, man. You know what I'm saying? But Taylor feel
I
like he
mean,
about to
as Kendrick would say,
Taylor
I
about to
grieve
do it,
different.
man. Yeah,
As Kendrick
yeah,
would say, I grieve different. And when he says that, and he has that song about grief, is that pretty much everybody grieves in their own way. And some people go right back to work. I mean, you just forget about it and get back to work and just work through it all. Some people sit with it and they gotta take the time to really think about all the moments and times and the time lost and time missed. Some people get angry. Some people are sad. Some people are depressed, and some people turn it into art. Some people are vulnerable and give of themselves to other people and say, "This is me." Boom, take it. And I think I gotta respect it every time I see it. I see it, in music. I see it in even in sports when people stay listen to my story and they come out and they tell them exactly who they are. Even and especially in wrestling when you're telling who you are. That's why we respected Jeff Jarrett's promo for the Owen Hart tournament so much, because he let his real self show, and I can't ever knock a man for doing that. And what Taylor did on Monday, I was shocked that he did it. I was also shocked that they allowed this story to evolve that way and had the balls to do it. So thanks to them, because I gotta see how this turns out. Like, it's like a must watch now. So yeah, we shall see. We shall see how this turns. Monday was a great show, like we mentioned before. Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker will be competing for the Intercontinental Championship at Money in the Bank
my
next week.
favorite fucking title. Yo, when my wife got me this title, I was like, yo, babe, like, I was grateful. I was grateful. But my attachment was, oval joint. You know what I'm saying? Purple strap. You know what I mean? Benoit, Jericho, Rocky, Triple H, SummerSlam '98. Like, but this version of the title, when my kids see this version of the title, my nigga, it's gonna mean something. It's gonna
Yeah,
mean something. It's Gunther and
Gunther,
Sammy.
Seth
It's gonna be
Rollins,
Braun. It's gonna nigga.
Sammy.
This is gonna be AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, nigga. This
Yeah.
title fire, nigga. Hell
Now the
yeah.
legacy is there, man, built on that style, man. So I'm ready. I'm ready to see that match. I think Braun Breaker's ready to become an Intercontinental Champion, if not much more. He's extremely he sticks out on the show. Put it that way. Like, every time he's out there, he sticks out. And he keeps the show going. Like, you have moments where, all right, Raw might have a lull, and then you get like the Braun Breaker, and you're tapped into whatever that guy is doing. You have moments where there's a lull, then you'll have a segment with Seth Rollins coming back. You have a lull, and then you'll have Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, being built. That's why Raw is not too much of a drag for me, because everything has a purpose and a place. And like I said on my show on Friday, these triple threats have been incredible building towards Money in the Bank. They have been really good matches. Almost all of it. I haven't seen a bad one yet. But if they do this every single year, I'm all for it. You give 3 people an opportunity to qualify for Money in the Bank, and then you'll see compete. They'll compete in the ladder match. Not like we're just having random people just saying, I'm going to be in Money in the Bank on the microphone. No, they're going to have to earn it through. And you're giving, if you really think about it, there's 6 spots, 6 times 3. How many people had got an opportunity? You get, I'm not great at math, but it's 18 women and 18 men get time on television to wrestle and have a chance. And sure enough, we have people that we didn't expect in it. We have a Chelsea Green in there, we have, Chad Gable in there. We have a lot of people that I think are getting opportunities in this Money to Bank match that I think is going to make it really interesting come next week. So these matches have been epic. What else was going to say? These matches have been epic, and then the storylines in between Raw with Damian Priest and Seth Rollins adding stakes to that match. I love that because if Damian Priest loses, he got to leave Judgment Day. If Seth Rollins loses, he can't get another title match for the World Heavyweight Championship while Damian holds that championship. So the beats of Raw, to me, it's been awesome.
I would say this. Man. Seth Rollins, he'll need to come back. I don't know what the fuck this nigga doing. Right? Take the time off. You know what? Do we know what a time off means? I guess not. Take the time off, brother. I don't want to really see this match per se because I believe they might do the thing that I don't want them to do. I don't want Damian to lose right now.
Aww.
Only reason why is because this. Realistically, Seth needs to come back and be a 3-time Rumble winner and face Gunther at Mania. That's in Vegas. That's
I'm tired of that. Nah, give me Seth and Gunther now. We'll figure something else out for WrestleMania. Seth, Gunther, SummerSlam, Cleveland. I need it. Let's go. That's a bunny match right now. And I think WrestleMania, I trust that we're going to have multiple matches that we can potentially do for WrestleMania down the line. But come on, Gunther's right here. He's in the weights. We thought we were going to get Gunther and Seth at WrestleMania. We get to have it boom at SummerSlam. And
we thought we was getting Seth and CM Punk at WrestleMania, brother.
Seth and CM Punk was also on the table, but before CM Punk came back, I think that we were thinking about Gunther and Seth.
That was true. That is,
Gunther was on a freaking tear, and Seth was also on a tear. So I want to see that match. And Gunther already had a promo with Seth, like, yo, if you face your WrestleMania, I'm going to target your knee and I'm beating you down. And I'm going to take that title. He's like, I respect what you've done with the World Heavyweight Championship, but yeah, I've done great things with Intercontinental Championship. And when I win the Royal Rumble, this is what I'm going to do to you. I'm going to take the championship. I'm going to be double champion. That's what he said already. We've already seen this set up already. And Gunther has been one of the last guys in the Royal Rumble in the past
2 years.
2 years, right?
Yeah.
So he's the man up. And I think Seth dropping it to him, perfect.
I mean, well, hold on. What do you want?
That's what I want to see. I mean, and no shade to Damian Priest. He's great, but this is your first title run. You did great with it. You beat Drew McIntyre in a big match. It's better than a lot of people's first title run. Let's just put it that way. So if it ends at next week at Money in the Bank to Seth freaking Rollins, there is no shame to that. There's no shame to lose Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank for Damian Priest. This is his first World Heavyweight Championship run. I think he did a great job. He was hanging upside down from his ankle on one leg in Scotland at Clash of the Castle, and he still pulled out the victory. and he's had good, So to me, he did what he needed to do. He held that championship, and now it's time for Seth to come back. And I think Damian Priest versus Gunther doesn't match or compare to Seth Rollins versus Gunther. In my mind, that's the match I want to see. That's the match, Now, moving along to not Money in the Bank, SmackDown, which will lead to Money in the Bank. We got a big angle. Well, first and foremost, I gotta first send my condolences to the Anoa'i family for losing a legend, a Hall of Famer in Sika of the Wild Samoans, Leaky Sika, Anoa'i. I genuinely send my condolences to not only Roman Reigns and his family, but the entire Anoa'i family tree. That guy in real life was the head of the table. And now I feel like, that moves on to the next generation. I'm just glad that, his father got to see what Roman became. And, as the head of the table for his family. And technically Roman now is the head of the table for the family, real life as well, because he has not only done it for himself and getting so super successful, he's brought his entire clan and tribe to the main event. And that speaks to what we saw on Friday. Solo Sikoa's presence is a direct correlation to being under the learning tree, the real learning tree of the tribal chief, head of the table, Roman Reigns. Solo Sikoa's presence right now, able to hold down the spot of the top heel on SmackDown, is directly due to Roman Reigns and his influence. And Roman Reigns' influence is directly due to, of course, his father, Sika. So rest in peace, Sika. And props to Roman for continuing the legacy. Because here we are living in an era where the Anoa'i family is running the industry, bro. Let's be real. Roman, the Usos, you got Jacob Fatu coming, and now
Cody
the Tongans are involved as well.
Cody Inch's music is like a Drake song right now, nigga. Like, we don't believe you. I said Cody Inch's music is like a Drake song right now. We don't believe what you're saying. Wrestling only has one. Get the fuck out of here, nigga.
Nah, for real. Like, and it's just crazy. Like the week of the passing for Sika, Sika got to see his family tree rise in the industry, the industry that he put his blood, sweat, and tears into. So, just respect so much to the Wild Samoans and Sika. Rest in peace to him. But more than anything, like, I think the testament on the same week to see but some would say the rookie of the year last year in Solo, now able to manage as a main event star leading into Money in the Bank and possibly going to face Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. It's a big deal, to make that jump, to have the character, the mannerisms, the timing. Let's talk about it. They come out in their, was there a Rolls Royce that pulled up, man?
It was the Suburban.
All right. So they came out, looking fresh in the suits and shit. Solo's in charge of, the bloodline, walks out to the ring, but right behind them comes Cody Rhodes arriving to the arena with Randy Orton and KO. They brawl throughout the arena, and they get sent pretty much. They end up getting sent away after the promo with Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, KO. They get sent away. So that just leaves the bloodline out there. They're getting sent away because they took out the security guards, and the police came after them. The NYPD, they show up and they have to leave the arena because of the assault on the security. That leaves the bloodline there with Paul Heyman for this ceremony where we're going to officially acknowledge Solo Sikoa as the head of the table and the tribal chief. He even had the beads, bro. He comes out with his guys. He has Tama acknowledge him. He has Tangaloa acknowledge him. He has Jacob Fatu. Mind you, Jacob Fatu got his own entrance. Jacob Fatu's entrance was flames. That was fire. No pun intended. You are muted or something. I'm not sure if I can hear you.
No, I was muted.
Okay.
Somebody said that his interest music, you can't see his name. It's a 0 out of 10. I'm like, do y'all niggas smoke dope? Nigga, that shit is like 100 out of
The
10.
entrance was fire. I like the entrance. They had like the clips on both sides. They had the werewolf in the middle. And then when you got the flames blowing up, so they clearly are positioning him as a star. Tama Tonga didn't get that entrance. Tonga Lowe ain't got that entrance. Jacob Fatu got a full-fledged character development entrance. They know what they got in this guy, so I love that. He comes out, the lights go red when he get.
He called him his enforcer.
Exactly. I was about to mention that. Soul says, "Yo, you are my enforcer." Jacob, he says, "Listen, I acknowledge you." Boom. Now, Paul Heyman. Time for you to acknowledge me as the tribal chief. They got the beads out. Paul is a fucking savant at this shit, bro. He's so freaking good at what he does. Best manager of all time, whatever you want to say. Best non-wrestling character of all time. Paul fucking Heyman, bro. The dude's disheveled, got his beard all grayed and growing out. His eyes are bloodshot. His hair is not dyed. He's looking like terrible. And he's on the verge of tears, having to take the beads and put them over the head of Saul Skull, knowing that is not his tribal chief. And sure enough, he says, "I acknowledge that you are not my tribal chief." And the crowd goes crazy and they're excited, but we all know what comes after that. You disrespect the tribal chief, and you get that you get what comes with that, and that is an assault from the bloodline. Go ahead.
So I wanted to put on a poll on the joint. Is Paul Heyman the best non-wrestling character of all time? The answer is yes, no, and do I put a third option of Bobby Heenan?
If anybody could compete, it's Vince McMahon, but I don't think Bobby Heenan is that dude. He's just not.
Wait,
he's
what?
not Paul Heyman. I love Bobby Heenan. I love him, but he ain't no Paul.
Nigga, you got me knocking over shit. What are you saying right now? What?
Bobby Heenan is not Paul Heyman. I'm telling you, bro. Listen, Bobby Heenan made it a hot line. Paul Heyman took that shit and made it a hot album when it comes to being a manager. He's done it with Brock. He's done it with CM Punk. He's done it with fucking Cesaro and Jack Swagger. Listen, he is not Jack Swagger, but with Cesaro, he had him for a little bit. He is a guy who makes talent and just accentuates them well beyond where he done with Big Show. And now, of course, his run with the bloodline has just been, come on, it took him to another level. As much as I love the Heenan family, they didn't have that type of run on top. They just didn't. I loved him. He was hilarious. But Paul Heyman took what Bobby Heenan did well and reinvented it and took it to another level. So yeah, I would give him that spot. The only person that can compete is Vince McMahon. But I think even Vince McMahon might be like, "Yo, Paul's different," So shout out to Paul Heyman. He gets assaulted by Solo. He gets the Samoan Spike, and they jump him and they put him through a table. Just the fact that he's at that age taking those bumps is impressive because you don't have to do that. So let's keep it real, man. Like Paul's commitment to his character and how he did the little details he does to get his other people in his vicinity over, even when it's an opponent, even when somebody's not managing, he gets them over somehow through his actions. I love it.
I was muted. My kids in the background, so I ain't want y'all to hear all that shit.
Okay.
They both got iPads. Christian got a fucking accordion. I'm like, God damn, nigga. You know what I'm saying? An accordion. I ain't never been to a poker in my life. This motherfucker played the accordion at 3 years old. Now I don't know what's going on over here, man. Anyway.
Yeah.
Bro,
all fucking day.
I will say this, to your point. Paul Heyman has done a tremendous job and also helped stabilizing Solo in this position. To your point, Solo's doing a great job in taking the baton and running as fast as he can with it to keep the lead, right? He has done not in order for somebody to catch him, and the distance that the bloodline have placed in between anybody else, they have to do a whole lot of hauling ass, right? It ain't about Solo slowing up and letting somebody catch him. So I do want to give him credit for that. I also, to your point, as Paulie getting everybody over, Tama, Tonga, Jacob, he put them over as the new savages, the new wild Samoans, right? The new can't no right. And somebody said that who's the what's the Estrada from that used to manage
Alejandro Estrada.
Yeah, I can't do all those R's, my guy. But they said he might come back to replace and be the wrangler of the Wild Samoans, which I think would be fucking fire.
I hope so. I mean, that'd be cool.
That'd be fire.
That'd be fire. I mean, I'm not sure like what's his relationship with WWE, but they should think about that. He was the manager of Umaga at first. He did a great job then, and he can, he could talk, and he managed Jacob Fatu in MLW. So I'm all for
it. I think he's a great addition, and also Solo and Cody SummerSlam. Fire me up, buddy. Fire me up, buddy.
Yeah, man. And yo, think about Solo's career, bro. Street Fighter, in NXT. That was like what, 2 years ago? Maybe less. Yeah, and then boom,
about 18 months.
Clash the Castle debuts with Roman. Boom, takes out John Cena. Boom, you're at SummerSlam with Cody Rhodes. Like, this is crazy. The run he's been on. You don't gotta win matches to be relevant, and that's the thing with Solo is that he
said
plays his role. That was your thing, he knows how to play his fucking role, bro.
You wanted him to win matches, though. You wanted him to win matches. You wanted that was a thing with you, though. You wanted Solo to win matches.
I did. I still do. To be honest with you, I still do. I don't like Solo losing so much, but if you're losing matches and then the fans are cheering when The Rock mentions you being on announcing and they start going crazy for Solo, then something's working. At the end, it doesn't matter. Like they kept chanting Solo's name even when The Rock kept trying to talk. Like, something's there. Whether you're a heel or face, the fans are reacting to you. So I can't be so bad. Although I want to keep him as a credible threat. But man, we're shaping up for a really, really interesting summer with these guys. I think that the new additions to the bloodline are incredible. We haven't even get to see the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa really compete, much less Jacob Fatu now. Come on, man. This is going to be epic. And this 3-on-3 match, this 6-man tag match between RKO, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and KO versus Solo Sikoa, Tama, and Tonga. I think it can be one of the best matches on the card. If they really do what I think they can do, and in the style of match, because they went all in last time we had a tag team match with KO and the Tama Tonga and Solo. So KO and Randy Orton, and that was a really good match at what was the match? What was it? Was it in Saudi? King and Queen of the Ring.
It was Backlash. Was it King of the Ring?
I think it was King and Queen of the Ring, if I'm not mistaken, or Backlash, one of those two.
I thought it was Backlash because that was Tonga. That was Tonga's debut.
Okay, Backlash. Excuse me. All right, boom. But yeah, this 6-man tag, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, it was good. Or was it Queen of the Ring? You might be right. All right. I'm sorry. Sorry to derail the show.
No, it's all good.
What else happened on SmackDown?
Man?
Jay got screwed by
Yeah,
Indy
she got
Hartwell.
hold, man. I'm telling you,
Tiffany's,
man.
Tiffany's fucking moon. Pretty. God damn, that is the prettiest moonsault ever. She didn't even from the second rope to the third rope. No hands. It wasn't clean either. Like, and it was still flawless. She's she's
Tiffany?
she's the best. Yeah.
Yeah, she's flying. She's fire. She's doing her thing, man. That match was a really good match. I'm telling you, these triple threat matches have all been good. But they kept the thread with her and Nia having some beef because Nia came out to defend, her honor for Tiffany, like just and then you know, Bianca came out to help out, Jade. But while they're doing their whole jostling, Indy Hartwell came in, pushed Jade into the ring post, and thus helping Tiffany secure the victory on Candice LeRae. In the meantime, later on in the night, Jade came in and returned the favor to Indy Hartwell in her match. So they only pulled up the victory in that one against her. So yeah, man, I like the congruence you were having with the storytelling with the woman there. I liked also that Bianca and Jade are kind of like giving other women opportunities and shine because I thought they were gonna be like tag champions forever. It seemed like, but they've been taking some L's. They've been taking some L's, not necessarily L's that they have been pinned, but they have been, not been the one getting the victory, whether it be a tag match or a triple threat, and they're not going to be in the women's Money to Make match, which they don't fucking need it. Let's be real. So, other than that, I want to talk about I think one of the biggest moments of SmackDown, which is Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson's their face off got a huge pop. Their interaction with defending LA Knight, which is with Jalen Brunson defending LA Knight and Tyrese Halliburton coming out for Logan Paul, I thought was fucking genius. The way they used these guys on Friday was incredible. There was a huge moment for Madison Square Garden in New York, and honestly, I want to see a fight. Like I want to see Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Halliburton have a match now or something, man. Shit. That should have been fire, but the LA Knight gonna be he qualified for Money in the Bank in the triple threat with Logan Paul and Santos Escobar, which is another really good match. Probably the match of the night because of all the crowd antics. The only part that I didn't like was that they kept muting the crowd, and I really hate that. I mean, I wish we got SmackDown on Netflix next year too, but we're not. But that kind of shit took away from like me getting into really living the moment with what they're got going on over there. Honestly, my fault. I should have been in the building. To be honest with you, it's right there down in the city, but I didn't even know they were going to be here. So, but yeah, it was incredible, man, to see them at MSG and the crowd going crazy for, Jalen Brunson and the face off with Tyler Halliburton and everything. Tyler Halliburton was, am I saying the name right? Tyrese, excuse me. I knew it. Tyrese is, he was a heel. He was a complete heel. Hey, you hear me? No, I can't hear you. You're muted. All right.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, my Bluetooth mouse was clicked down on the mute button, and I'm controlling with my computer. All right, life is life, and Christopher, go in the house. Go in the house and close the door.
All right.
Yeah, I want to hear that you can't understand shit. You can hear me. All right, man. Hello. Chidi, come get your damn godson. Now it ain't Christopher, it's Christian. Come, get your accordion and go in the house. Go.
Christian.
Go. Get your accordion and go in the house. Go.
The patriarchy
Huh?
of
Go.
joint roller Ayatollah.
Yeah, see you later. Say hi and then leave.
What's up, man?
Say
What's up,
hi.
Christian?
All right.
Christian.
Close the door.
What's
Close the
up,
door.
man?
Say see you later. All right. I love you.
Go play with the accordion.
Yeah. Bro, give me 5 minutes. Jesus.
Yeah, we're almost done. Let's just get your takes in, and then we can wrap things up.
I'm good.
All around the house. Let's go.
Bro, Jesus Christ. All right. What takes in about what were we talking about?
Also about Madison Square Garden.
Yes, Tyrese,
Tyrese.
Jalen Brunson. You said you wanted to see them niggas fight. I was laughing at you saying that. Listen, those brass knuckles and that shit when Tyrese came with the brass knuckles and then Jalen Brunson hopped over the joint, it was like, you ain't finna do that. You ain't finna do that. And I was like, oh, that's fire. That was fire. But then after the match, when Jalen came in with the motherfucking steel chair and LA Knight had to show him like, hey man, turn it this way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like it was and also Jalen Brunson, LA Knight, same height.
Huh?
LA Knight, Jalen Brunson, same height.
Oh, okay.
It looked about the same height to me.
I don't know. I check. I look at it again. How tall is Jalen Brunson?
They say he's 6'3". I mean 6'2".
Okay, I can see that. I mean, we've seen LA Knight in person. Like he's taller, you know.
He's also pretty wide too. LA Knight.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
LA Knight.
What do you think about him winning the match?
I think that's fine. He's not going to win Money in the Bank. Logan Paul's going to push him off the thing. Then we have them at SummerSlam.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think that just enhances this. I think that just enhances the storyline.
Yeah.
LA Knight's going to be at the ladder. LA Knight's going to be at the top of the ladder. We're going to get the crowd going crazy. We think LA Knight's finally going to have his moment. And Logan Paul's going to come out of nowhere with some prime and like throw it in his face or some shit like that.
I want Carmelo to win it. But I have a feeling Jay's gonna win it. But I want Carmelo to win it.
See, I don't know who all's gonna be in the match. We still got a couple more.
You got Chad Gable. You got either Drew or Sheamus or Ela. So we gotta wait for that. Because that's also could potentially be a Drew winning that, you know.
Drew winning Money in the Bank would be crazy.
That would be crazy. But yeah, man, I can see CM Punk doing the same to Drew that you're saying that Logan will do. But you know, maybe he's taken out. You know, he got some time off. You know, yeah, man, we shall see. But I think that we're gearing up for a good Money in the Bank on both sides, of man and woman. I'm really looking forward to Chelsea winning the women's. So I think that's gonna be
Chelsea win is gonna pop me.
Chelsea Green gotta win. Her or the one we were just talking about.
Tiffany.
Tiffany, yeah, Tiffany.
Tiffany,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tiffany win it will be fantastic, but Chelsea winning will be crazy. Chelsea winning will be crazy because Chelsea will probably come back and pin Rhea Ripley after she get the title off of Liv, and that shit would be crazy.
Yeah, that'll be funny. Her dodging Rhea for the next like months after that would be funny. Yeah.
Just running from Rhea.
Just running from Rhea. That's
trying to
entertainment
show
right
up in
there.
costume, incognito with wraps and wigs and glasses on and shit like that.
Put on the glasses and the fake
Yo,
nose and shit.
Imagine her pulling up the Raw. I'm like, I forgot the title at home, man. I can't even wrestle for the championship.
That would be hilarious. Yeah, she gets suspended or fined. She gets fined or something, that she goes crazy. She's wearing like the glasses and the fake nose shit. I want to see that. But I'm a big fan of Chelsea. But yeah, man, we'll see how things turn out Monday and Thursday. Who else is going to be competing for the briefcase? We got Seth and Damian probably going to be the main event, unless the 6-man tag is. Unless there's like a return or something, like, I can't see that happening.
6-man's gonna be the main event.
Huh?
6-man got to be the main event.
I don't know about that. I think that could be the opening match. I think it can. But we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. Anything else you go on chat about before we get up out of here?
That's it. I'm good, brother. I'm good. You good?
I mean,
I don't have anything.
Nothing off the top of my head. We'll see. We should see you next week, guys.
All right.
Always love everything is wrestling.